Hey everybody, we are just testing out YouTube Live. We're going to be doing this also today on YouTube Live. Not sure how this is going to work, doing both Facebook and YouTube. But hey, you never know until you try, right? So let's get the Q&A going. If you're watching this, you are probably watching the early show. And hey, there we are on YouTube Live. So thank you to everybody there. Let's get this started on all the other services. Cancel that. Welcome everybody on YouTube. I know we don't typically do this on YouTube, but today we're taking cord cutting questions on YouTube and on Facebook. If you have any, leave a comment here. We'll do our best to answer them. And we will be doing this for about an hour. I'm quickly putting this up on Facebook also, so one quick moment with me. Please bear with me as I set this up. All right, so I think we're live on both services. Let's jump in here, make sure I am, and we'll get this going. Let's see here. John, silicon dust tuners are not bad at all. I think they're a little bit more advanced than most people would like them to be. There are some sub issues you have to address there, but overall, it's a pretty great device. I am not streaming. Oh, there we go. I am on YouTube Live and Facebook Live at the same time. Hey, if there's any sound issues, please let me know. This is the first time I've ever done both Facebook and YouTube Live at the same time. Thankfully, I got a nice, powerful little computer here that is capable of doing that. So please let me know if you do find any issues. Otherwise, let's kind of jump in here and start with your cord cutting questions. Hello, Robert. It's great to see everybody here. But yes, back to the silicon dust tuner question. They are really great tuners there, John. If you want to get it, great. I do think they're a little bit more complicated than some of the others out there. Tableau is a lot more simpler to set up. It depends on what you want to do with it. Is there a particular task that you want the silicon dust tuner to do for you? That may make it easier to answer your question, because they all kind of do stuff different, and depending on what you want to do with it, it affects my recommendation. Bodyguard asks, DirecTV Now on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, or Android box. What would you suggest and why? Of that list, I'll probably go with the Fire TV. Gives you access to the most content out there. Not only would you get DirecTV Now, but get the Amazon App Store. You would get Amazon Video, the #2 streaming service. And I do like it better. I like the remote better there too. If you are a hardcore fan of Apple and iTunes, you have a lot of content on iTunes, get the Apple TV. Otherwise, if you're not an iTunes user, get the Fire TV. What is the minimum specifications for a Kodi box when using silicon dust tuner? If you're looking to use that, especially with the Plex DVR service, my recommendation would be to maybe get a My Box as the minimum. They're about $69. It's an Android TV box there, John, that you can use to set up your device. So, hey, I see a lot of people are joining us right now. Welcome to our weekly cord cutting live tech support call-in show. Today I'm streaming on Facebook, facebook.com/cordcuttersnews, and over at YouTube for Cord Cutters News on our page there. We're live streaming on there for the first time ever. We're doing 2 places at once. Let me silence my phone or this is going to be going off like crazy. So it's great to see both sites having a lot of traffic here. If you have a question, post it in the comments either on Facebook or on YouTube. I'll be watching both. If I miss your question, don't hesitate to repost it. Paul, can you recommend a universal remote smartphone with infrared or Harmony Smart Hub? Use Sling TV and PS3 for streaming. Paul, so I'm assuming you have a PlayStation 3. I believe PlayStation 3 has a universal remote there that you can use. if I'm understanding the question correct, you want a universal remote for the PlayStation 3. Sony makes a remote. It's probably, for the PlayStation 3 at least, it's probably the best one out there. Dale asks, why are some local channels available on View? Do they have to cut separate deals? Yes, you do have to cut separate deals for each channel. A vast majority of the local broadcast networks like CBS, so forth, are owned by independent companies. And it'll actually be funny because you'll get an ABC and an NBC owned by the same company in the same market competing against each other. So Sling, PlayStation View, DirecTV Now has to go to each individual company and get permission. Now, it's a little easier than it used to be because they're increasingly becoming centralized, that more and more companies are buying up more and more stations. But you still have to go and talk to, a ton of different people. And there's still a ton of small ones that are independently owned. So, yeah, that's why when you look at them, you see ABC or whatever in the big markets, because ABC owns their affiliates in most of the major markets. It's all the smaller ones that you have to go get permission for, but it's the smaller ones you really need the streaming for. Which is better, Sling TV or PlayStation View? Paul asked. Well, that really is a personal opinion. And it really depends on what channels you want. If you want the Pac-12 NHL network, you want Sling. If you want the Big Ten network, Fox News, you want PlayStation View. So it really kind of depends on what you want. I recommend you try both of them. They have a free trial and see which one fits you best. Rodney asks, what do you think of the HD Home Run over on YouTube, on our channel there? It's a good device. It is a little bit more complicated to set up than a lot of the competition, but it's more flexible. I call the HD Home Run more of a device for the tinkerers, the programmers, people who like to set things up. I do have a couple issues with it. Number one, no built-in Wi-Fi. You need to have it connected hardwired to your router. Now, for some people, that's no problem. But for a lot of people, where your router is not always the best location in your house for an antenna. That's why I kind of like watching our Tableau, because it's got built-in Wi-Fi. I can put that in an upstairs bedroom, and even if my router is in the basement. That's my only real drawback. I also think the setup process could be better. It doesn't do a very good job explaining how to set up to get the right locals where you live. I get a lot of comments about that. Hey, I set this up, but it's got all my locals in the wrong channel. Maybe they've improved that in the last few months. I haven't used it since last summer. I'll probably have to get that out and try it again. So Jason's asking about sound issues. Anyone else having any issues with my sound? Let me know. Getting asked on YouTube, what is a good 60 mile antenna that you've seen? Mohu has a really good one, and Turk has some good 60 mile antennas. I'm trying to remember what it's called. The V2 is a very powerful outdoor one to try and test out. Go to antennarecommendations.com there. That's antennarecommendations.com. Put in your address, and it will allow you to see exactly what channel you should, or what antenna type you need. It'll show you what you should get with an indoor antenna, an outdoor antenna, and so on. Remember, distance isn't everything with antennas. It's more about what's between you and where the broadcast tower is. If you're 10 miles from an antenna, but there's a mountain between you and the broadcast tower, but there's a mountain, you're out of luck. If you're 50 miles away, but you have a line of sight, it will work perfectly. Jeff says nothing now, not streaming at all. Anybody else having any video issues? Becky says no issues there. I have no locals on Sling Blue, but my best friend who is outside of Orlando gets a local Fox. Yeah, it really depends where you live, and it also depends on how it detects you. For instance, PlayStation View detects me in Dallas, even though I'm barely just outside of Austin. Dallas is over 3 hours away, but for some reason they think I'm there, so I get Dallas locals instead of Austin. Can't explain it, but they all seem to do that too. They all seem to have some weird thing with how it picks up where you live. Rodney asks over on our YouTube page, can you send me the information for that one that you just said that was easier to set up? Tableau DVR? Yeah, just search on Court Cars News for Tableau, and you'll find it there. I can't really be posting links right now. We got streams today, everybody. Hey, I see a ton of people just joined in. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube for the first time. We're doing dual streams. But after the show, Rodney, I will post a follow-up post and include in the show notes on YouTube links to some of the stuff I talk about, and I will link to that after the show. James asks, any word on Sling TV's new DVR launch? Yeah, James, they still are saying in December. I'm expecting maybe in the next week or so, beta. Probably the next month or two, we'll get it out to everybody. 100-hour DVR, no limitation recordings. PlayStation View and the others that have done it have all been 30-day windows. So you set up recording in 30 days, that recording deletes. So they say that there will not be any blackouts or auto deletes with Sling TV. And they haven't said this, but I got a feeling you're going to be able to buy additional time. 100 hours is a lot of recording. I remember when my first one only got like 20 hours. But if you want more, it looks like you may be able to get more. That's all speculative on my part. Alex asks, what on DirecTV NFL? I'm assuming he's saying, anything new on the DirecTV NFL blackouts? Yes. I posted it on Court Cars News today. They came out and said that they fixed an issue that caused NFL blackouts on DirecTV now over the weekend. And they're promising that it should be all fixed and there won't be any more blackouts. Fingers crossed. A lot of people are still saying they're getting blackouts on many different sports networks. But they did also bring back Comcast Sports Network today. Comcast Sports Networks and DirecTV vanished over the weekend and suddenly reappeared today in the lineup, but still with a lot of blackouts there. So, hey, while we got a quick break real quick, at the top right here, we are giving away a $75 Sling TV gift card. Today is the last day to get in on the giveaway. Ends tonight, midnight Eastern, 11:59, whatever. Full details in the post. Go to Court Cars News. Right at the top, there's a red banner. That you click on that, it will bring you to the post, and you can go and sign up to win a $75 Sling TV gift card. We appreciate your support, and I'm thankful Sling donated that gift card, and I'm always thankful to pass along this stuff to you guys and girls. So go Court Cars News, look at the top of the red bar, and courtcarsnews.com. And right there, you just follow the instructions to sign up. Many different options on how to enter to win. The more you do, the more entries you get. Saw your review of the Element TI8. Taking away the video game capabilities on the NVIDIA Shield, what would you say is better, the TI8 or the Shield? The Shield, by far, just a more powerful device. It's also got Android TV OS versus stock Android. And the Android TV OS allows you to access 4K Netflix and other stuff. And it gives you a better app. Instead of having the phone version of like Netflix app and so on, you get the version of the app that's designed for your TV interface, your remotes and all that. Big fan of the NVIDIA Shield. Can be kind of hard to find right now. They got a new box coming out. Word is that they will have that new NVIDIA Shield being released the first week of January, or at least announced at CES the first week of January. So kind of, if you find a used one cheap, but they're kind of been going pretty expensive used, I would wait and see if you can buy it. The TI8 is not a bad device. It does come with a lot of bloatware. If you're looking for something kind of cheap that does the job pretty well, the Element TI8, it's a very solid streaming player, but it's full of bloatware, add-ons, that kind of stuff. I've heard that the Apple TV is good, if not better than a Roku and a Chromecast. If I have a Roku and I'm like it, am I pretty good? Excuse me. Yeah, if you have a Roku and you like it, no reason to switch. Apple TV's come a long way. I'm still not a big fan of it for cord cutting. A few big drawbacks. Doesn't have Amazon Video, and that's the number 2 streaming service in the United States. Until they add that, I will always have them on my not very recommended. Excuse me. But they've come a long way. They've added DirecTV Now, PlayStation View, and Sling have all come to it in recent months. They still are lacking a lot of the smaller services, but they're getting better at it. It seems like almost by the week they're getting better on their channel app. I'm not a fan of the remote. That's my personal thing. I don't like the touchpad. It seems like a lot of work. Seems like also when I'm moving it, I bump the touchpad and it turns on my TV. So it's got about a third the apps that the Roku has in their channel store. Video apps. I'm not talking about all the repetitive, here's 50 different weather apps and so on. So that's my recommendation is if you have a Roku and you're happy, stick with it. The only real reason to get an Apple TV is if you're a big iTunes user. then go ahead and switch over, because that's the only real way to get access to your iTunes library. But past that, if you already own a streaming player and you're happy, I wouldn't switch. Jimmy asks, what is the difference between IPTV subscription and paid services like Sling TV? I'm assuming IPTV, you're talking about a lot of the kind of Kodi add-ons. Sling TV is kind of IPTV. I mean, it's TV streamed through the internet to you there, Jimmy. So I'm not sure. DirecTV Now, PlayStation View, Sling TV are the big ones that are legal. We just got a couple more on the way. Vidgo's on the way. Hulu. YouTube's got a live TV streaming service coming. And Fubo TV, Fubo TV, which has been a big streaming service, watch stream games through it, announced that they are coming out with a live TV streaming service that looks pretty compelling. If the price is not quite right, and they're missing some big channels like ESPN. But I got full details on that on the site. I hope that answers your question there, Jimmy. I'm not fully certain what you're asking. PC Doctor 2 on YouTube asks, is it not possible to control the Amazon Fire TV stick using a smartphone? Yes, just go into your iOS or Android and go to the App Store, download the Fire TV app, log in, and you can do it there. I actually had to do that because I couldn't get it to pair with one of my remotes. We used the app to set up the pairing, and it worked fine. Yes, Bill adds, you can get an Apple TV for free by prepaying for 3 months of DirecTV Now. That is very true. Daniel, that is not right. Fire TV also supports all three. The Fire TV, DirecTV Now, PlayStation View, and Sling TV. And starting up, from my understanding, next month, Roku will also support all three. Robert says he would rather use a Roku. So, if you have a question and I have not answered it, please let me know. If you have a question and you haven't asked it yet, post it in the comments below, either on facebook.com/CourtCarsNews or on our YouTube page. This is the first time we are ever running both on facebook.com and YouTube. Please subscribe if you haven't. Court Cars News is dedicated to covering all things court cutting, helping you save money, showing you all the legal ways to do it. Rodney asks, what's the best Kodi box that's not expensive? Depends what your definition of expensive is. NVIDIA Shield is probably the best one. Fire TV is about $100. The box I would recommend over the stick. The stick I still think is a little underpowered, even the updated version. The My Box, MI box, runs Android TV, about $69 at Walmart. That's a very powerful 4K HDR streaming player. You can install Kodi on too. PC Doctor asks, do you think the new interface on the Fire TV is better than the old one? Yeah, it gives you a lot more control over what you want. I still, there's trade-offs. I'm not a big fan of how they do your content. I have a lot of content on Amazon, and I'm not really a fan of how they have put mixed in the Amazon Prime content into that category. But beyond that, I love the fact that I can rearrange the apps on it to, have control over what I want there. Is the new administration going to change net neutrality rules, Jeff asks. That's a big hot topic, and everybody seems to be posting about that, and then for clicks, which, I understand. I run a site, you need to get traffic. The truth is, we don't know. And, I'm not really sure how much that would really change a lot if it did go away. I know there's it's a complicated situation, and I can't really get into all of it, but net neutrality is the concept that ISPs can't prioritize what you do. The problem with net neutrality, I posted about this recently, is the fact that at the same time it tells them that you cannot go and you can't go out there and say, hey, we're going to prioritize traffic of Netflix because they paid us over traffic of Hulu because they didn't pay us. So Hulu will get buffering, but Netflix won't. You have to deliver both at the same time. Problem with it is it does protect ISP's monopoly a little bit, and so while you may get both at the same time, you can't really control they get control over what they charge you. There's no competition, and I would rather see more competition. And there's some indications that the new FCC administration may be pushing for more competition in broadband, and that may actually be a good thing. But the truth is, we just don't know what's going to happen. and we could all panic and hit the panic button and run around and try to say, hey, this is going to be bad, this is going to be good, this is going to be this and that. We're just going to have to kind of wait and see what happens. Robert adds that Sling TV is having a free promo with a Roku stick. Yeah, if you pay for a month of Sling TV right now, you get a free Roku stick. Check their website for full details. Tyler, I don't think I sent you an email. I posted about it on courtcarsnews.com. If you go back a couple pages, you'll see a post about, forget net neutrality. We need more competition. Not saying that net neutrality is a bad thing, just saying I do firmly believe that competition would solve most of these problems that we're having. Any word on when BritBox may be coming? Early next year. And for anybody who doesn't know, Thomas is asking about a new streaming service announced by the BBC and in partnership with AMC here in the United States. That's going to be basically the BBC iPlayer, but in the States. You're going to get full access to the BBC library and other British-based TV shows and stations. It looks very promising, very exciting. I forget the price right now, but we'll have to wait and see. It looks, if you're a fan of BBC content, British TV, that may be a great service. It's called BritBox at courtcarsnews.com. All one word, BritBox. Search for it, you find a full story there. And again, after the show, I'm gonna post on our YouTube replay. I'll put a comment there in the show notes with links to different things we talk about. PC Doctor, so my Amazon Fire Stick, it says there are apps in my app on the cloud, stuff I don't want. Is there a way to make it not show that? I noticed that too, and I wanted to go and take a look at that, but I wasn't able to check that out yet. You think there would be, right? Remove it from your app library. You can do it with Kindle books, so I'm assuming you would be able to with the Fire TV. I get your pain. I review a lot of apps, so I'm always adding apps and then removing them, and suddenly they're all there. I'll try to work on a post and figure out exactly how to do that. Sean, yes, I have tried the MyBox. There's a full review of it on our YouTube page and at courtcarsnews.com. Just search for it in both, and you will find a full review of the MyBox. It's a cheap box. It's a discount streaming player. It will kind of get sluggish sometimes in 4K. I had a few times that kind of slugged out, but other than that, it's a good player. There is no official Amazon Video app, which always a big down for me if you don't have that. But overall, if you're looking for a cheap player, it's good. I would recommend, if you're not looking for Kodi, I would get the Roku Stick, even cheaper, and I think a better player if you don't need 4K. If you need 4K, spend $10 more, get the Roku Premiere. Much better 4K player than the... I never had any sluggish playing on the Premiere, where on the MyBox on 4K, it seems to get a little jittery at times. PC Doctor asks, if I remove cloud apps from the Fire TV library, will they still be downloadable? Yeah, you can always go research for them in the store and re-add them. Robert says, for Fire TV, somebody was asking about removing apps from their cloud library. He says, yes, there is an option to remove apps from your cloud library. So I'll try to do a video on that someday. Terry asks, do any streaming services support 5.1 surround sound out, like for sports? I don't know about live. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Does DirecTV now, PSVU or Sling TV have 5.1 surround sound support? I don't think any of them do it live. Several services will do it on demand, like Netflix and Amazon will offer surround sound support, but that's for the on-demand content through those services. If you're looking at for sports there, Terry, I don't know. Somebody help me out here if anybody knows one, but I don't think any of them do that. Joe says, I would like to talk live someday. What would you like to talk live? We are thinking about someday doing some Skype calls where people can come on here, ask their question on Skype, and we'll chat about it and broadcast there. We're broadcasting today on Facebook. Right over here, I got Facebook Live. Over here, I got YouTube. So sorry, I'm kind of going back and forth a little bit. Says that DirecTV now says they have 5.1 surround sound. So I haven't tested that. I actually don't have surround sound in my house. Never been a big fan of it. I'm not a big sound guy, really not. So check that out, and also check out Sling TV and PlayStation View. I bet one or the other also does it. Any good black and white movie sites? Turner Classic Movie has a new subscription streaming service of all their classic movies, and they have a couple other catalogs of classic movies they've teamed up there. Tiffany, I can't remember the name of the service. Somebody please help me. What's the new Turner Classic Movie streaming service? It's not called Turner Classic Movies, but if you Google Turner Classic Movie streaming, it'll come up. So check that out. Jimmy says, thank you. You've helped. I have been cord free for about 5 months now with your channel help. Thank you, Jimmy. I really appreciate it. Was not sure if IPTV was legal or not. Been using Sling TV. But that was another question for you. Yeah, IPTV is legal. I mean, Sling TV is that. But then there are ones that are not. And my recommendation, if you're trying to decide if something's legal or not, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Robert says that Turner Classic Movie Service is called Filmstruck. Thank you, guys. There's so many of them. I do my best to keep track of them all, but wow, sometimes it's hard to keep track of all these. Jimmy says, is there a way to stop Sling TV from timing out? I don't think there is right now. That's actually a feature that they do for people with data caps. And it's also helped them from running a stream while you sleep all night. But that timeout feature is for people like me and 60% of America who has a data cap. If they go over it, they risk overage fees. So a lot of streaming services will put in after 3 episodes, I think, on Netflix and 6 on Amazon, it will ask you, hey, are you still there? You hit the button to confirm yes or no, and they'll keep playing. The great thing about that is it will prevent you from running over your data cap if you have one. If it annoys you, I'm not sure you can disable that on Sling TV. Sorry about that. Bill, Fox Sports Southeast is on DirecTV Now as of 10 a.m. Yeah, today DirecTV Now seemed to release an update for the regional sports networks, brought back Comcast Sports, fixed a few things. And I think they've done better detection of where you are to what regional sports network you should have. Daniel says Encore and Stars are now Stars Encore. Yeah, Sling TV now has them and their Stars package. They also added a bunch of other Stars channels, Stars Family and so forth, all to their $9.99, I believe it is, add-on. If you already had the Stars add-on, for no extra cost, they just added pretty much every Stars channel out there. So, hey, real quick, I see a lot of people are here today. Welcome. For the first time, we are on PlayStation. Okay, let's try this again. Welcome. We're on Facebook Live, facebook.com/CoreCarsNews. If you want to ask a question, post it there, or on our YouTube page. Check that out over there. We're live streaming on both simultaneously. Also, we're giving away a $75 Sling TV gift card. Today is the last day. You have to get it in before 11:59 p.m. Eastern. You have to apply. Go to CoreCarsNews.com. Right at the top, you're going to see a red bar that says we're giving away one. Click on that. It will explain what to do. To have it count, you got to do it through the raffle cop. There's a little block in the site that says, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and so forth. If you do it through there, you get an entry. The more things you do, the more entries you get. Great chance to win a $75 Sling card, courtesy of Sling TV. So check that out. Paul asks, just joining, any updates on Sling TV's Big Ten networks? No, I'm not sure when Fox and Sling TV's contract is up. I would expect the Big Ten network will probably be added then. I'm sure Sling TV would love to have it if the price is right. Sling seems to be pretty convinced that they don't want to raise the price right now. And I'm sure that Fox and Sling TV is negotiating over price on that, and Fox News and others. So hopefully soon. My suggestion, if you want the Big Ten Network, contact the Big Ten Network and tell them you want to be on Sling. You want them on Sling. Because I got a feeling that they're more the issue than Sling is. All these services, they don't own the content. They're at the mercy of the content owners. I'm sure they would love to have that. I'm sure they would love to offer a la carte, but they need to get them their permission. So, PC Doctors can't enter more than once to the contest. Yes, the more things you do, you can enter. You can sign up for our newsletter, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, tweet a message, post a comment. There's all kinds of different ways to enter, and the more you do, the more entries you get to win the gift card. again, corecarsnews.com. Right at the top, there's a bar that says we're giving away. Click on it for full details. Have you used Kodi version 17 yet? What do you think? Big update there. I got a chance to meet the Kodi team last year at CES. Maybe I'll bump into them again this year. Really nice guys. And they're really fighting hard to make that a real legitimate service that more providers will work with to offer legitimate things. But at its core, well, maybe a new user interface and that kind of stuff, I don't think it's that much end user. If you're like me and you aren't into like tinkering and stuff, I'm not sure it does a whole lot more there. So check that out. I don't know. It's pretty good. Kodi is, if you're looking though, I think for most people, if you're just looking to watch your video files that you have on your computer in another place, I think a lot of people enjoy Plex a little bit more because it's a little bit easier to use. I know I may get some hate mail on that, but I do think that's still, I think Kodi could do a better job of setting up how you get your content from one computer to another using Kodi, or from your media server to your TV on a Roku or a Fire TV, so forth. I think they could be better about that. Do you know if Sling TV box, Sling Player app has toned down on the ads? I'm assuming you're not talking about Sling TV. I said that by mistake. Sling Player. I think they have. I don't know. It's been a while since I've used that, and I'm not even sure what the Sling's plans are for the future of the Sling box. Now, the Sling box is not Sling TV. Sling box, you plug into your antenna or your cable, if you have cable, and it will stream it to your computer. I don't know. I don't know what their future is. It should be interesting. King Midway asks on YouTube, do you know if there will be any update for the Sling TV app on Xbox One? The current app is very laggy. Have you gone and checked an update? They just updated it last week, and what I'm hearing from people is that the lagginess and some of the issues have gone away. Huge bump. I got to talk to the guy who develops that, really nice guy, last January. Probably see him again, but he said that they spent a lot of time on that when I talked to him, and that the Xbox One on Sling should be running a lot better. If you're still having issues, King, go update your Sling TV app. Still having issues again, go post about it or send a message. Yeah, DirecTV Now. I see a lot of people talking about DirecTV Now having issues. DirecTV Now is just being flooded. I'm not sure, but it's a combination of them not being fully ready and probably having a much higher than expected demand for the service. There's actually a lot you have to do if there's a problem. You can't just say, oh, there's more demand, we're going to flip a switch and have more servers. You got to go buy the servers, hook them up. Sometimes you need more physical space to put the servers in. They need special air conditioning and other stuff. And so I think they're probably rushing around back there trying to get more servers and capacity. Unlike what Netflix can do, since Netflix content's not live, they can just seed America with servers. But when you're doing live content, you can't put a server in every major town and have it stream out. You got a few main center hubs servicing the live streams, and that can get clogged if the demand's higher than expected. But this is the same thing that video games experience. When video games come out, you often see major issues day one. Give it a couple weeks. I expect DirecTV Now will figure it out. Daniel, I will agree. No phone support in DirecTV Now is a huge mistake. Huge mistake. I think they're the only live TV streaming service not to have it. They definitely could be a lot better. So, hey, if I haven't answered your question. Oh, hey, Jason asks, will Amazon's Fire Stick ever search function with Alexa that searches all apps like Roku? Currently only working with Prime only. They do have it with other apps, but it's kind of hidden. I don't expect the Fire Stick to ever have a truly universal, which doesn't prioritize one service over another. The Fire TV is meant to sell stuff on Amazon, which involves selling Amazon video content first. It's the reason they do it. So I wouldn't expect them to go and make Vudu or other compete Google Play prominently displayed like Roku does. So it's not the reason why they have the Fire TV Stick. What would be the best mini outdoor antenna for an apartment? My indoor one gets me 6 channels. A bodyguard, before you go buy another antenna, go to antennarecommendations.com. That's antennarecommendations.com. And put in your address and see what you should be able to get. I would hate for you to go buy an antenna and then suddenly find out you can't use it. That it doesn't bring you any extra channels on what you're getting. A couple recommendations that are small that you can set in a back. If you have a little patio area, the Mohu Sky is not small, but it looks nice. You could set that on a little table in the corner of your patio and see if that helps. The V2 is a nice antenna that's very kind of directional. I think more than other antennas. If like for instance, you got one specific place out there, check both of those. The not small again, but the right here is another antenna from Winegard, and it's not small, but hey, it's not that ugly. It's just a black box sitting right there, So this could be something also to check out too. If you look at Winegard antennas on Amazon, you'll find this. I got a review of this coming up later this week. So check those out. See if that will help you at all. Fingers crossed. Robert asks, what do you think of the Mag Box? I'm not even familiar with the name, to be honest with you. It's kind of hard for me to pay a year in advance for IPTV. I don't know anything about it, so I can't really comment on that. Sorry. I've never seen a Winegard antenna like that one. What's that one called? I'm blanking out the name. It's a newer one. They just sent it to me. They have a whole bunch of new ones. I also post about this. This is a mini Winegard flat antenna that I have a review on my website and on YouTube about. Check back probably tomorrow or Friday, depending on how breaking news goes tomorrow, for a full review of that big one. So, I think I've answered everybody's question that's asked one. If I haven't, we got plenty of time. Questions, comments, questions about the site, questions about my experience as a cover cutter, running the site, why we have it, or why we do stuff. Feel free to ask. I'll do my best to answer them. But again, if you have a question, I know this often gets shared in a lot of places on Facebook and so forth. I'm looking at 2 places to get questions. Facebook.com/CourtCarsNews and our YouTube page. Just look for Court Cars News on YouTube. You'll find a live video there. So on both of them, it's great. I will also post every Wednesday at 7 p.m. We start this for an hour to take questions and comments. And then I post them on YouTube afterwards, so you can find them on YouTube. So PC Doctor says, I'm already a Hulu subscriber. I can't qualify for the free Roku player, right? Yes. The free Roku with prepaid of 4 months of Hulu is only for new subscribers and is limited to the limited commercial plan. Jeff asks, how's the audio podcast? Yes, I intend to post the audio of this as a podcast probably tomorrow, if not Friday. I'm kind of soloing it right now on the site, so depending on what breaking news, I expect it this week to be kind of a slow week on news, but it's been a very busy week. But I hope to get an audio podcast, and it'll be the same feed, if all goes well, as the previous podcast I did with Elias. I gotta get Elias on here. You guys message Elias, say, hey, we gotta do a Q&A together. But yeah, so I'll be hopefully doing an audio podcast of this too. And hey, while we have a quick moment, would anybody be interested in calling in a Skype? If I would set up a few people and have a call you on Skype, you can ask your questions. We can do a little back and forth and answer some of the more complicated questions people would have. Would anybody be interested in coming on for a Skype type interview or a question here? We'll answer the question and we'll drop off. We'll still do comments and stuff, but hoping to make this a little bit more interactive and maybe bring a couple people in every week on Skype. Let me know if you like that. Otherwise, we'll keep doing it as we're doing it now. So, and I think once we keep growing this and get more and more viewers, we'll probably start bringing in some guests too. I'm hoping to bring in some experts from different companies. Maybe one day we'll have an antenna Q&A or a Sling TV or a Fire TV Q&A and so forth. Robert asks, why are people using VPNs? VPNs are basically will hide what you're doing from your ISP. Is the main thing. I use the VPN whenever I'm traveling for business and I want to do anything financial or anything like that. I VPN back to my house, and that way, if I'm on a public Wi-Fi network, they can't see what I'm doing. Other people do it to try to hide the fact that they're using less than legal services often for a VPN. If you're just using Sling TV, Netflix, all that, I would say VPN's not needed. Netflix is actually aggressively blocking VPNs because some people use them to trick Netflix to thinking they're in a different country than they really are, so that they can watch UK Netflix or US Netflix. Netflix has gotten really good though at blocking that. So I don't really recommend it for that on Netflix. Though some companies say they're getting pretty good at getting around that. So honestly, for the purposes of cord cutting, I don't really see a need for a VPN right now. But I use a VPN when I travel and I want to do anything on a public Wi-Fi network. Do you know if Google Fiber is making progress getting into the East? They still have a bunch of cities they're wiring right now. I'm not sure which cities. I think it's 4 or 5 that are in the process of coming out. Though it seems like Google's changing their market a little bit. They're testing Google Wi-Fi gigabyte service where they'll be able to set up like cell phone towers. You'll get a wireless card and you pick up your internet wirelessly. And it's supposed to be just as good as a wired one. Few benefits for Google. It's a lot cheaper to do that. It's a lot less work. They're not physically running a line to your house. Benefit for you, you can access it anywhere in your city. So if you instead of trying to find a Wi-Fi hotspot at a coffee shop, you just log in your Google Wi-Fi account with your little Google card. That's in testing, and we'll have to wait and see how that comes out. I think that could be the cure to a lot of the issues that we need. Now, we don't know how fast it'll be, how accurate it'll be. There's also 5G from like Verizon. It's a similar service that will probably be able to deliver home internet through Verizon's 5G network. That 100 megabytes down, 200 megabytes down should be easy to have. This is not like the Wi-Fi Max and the other ones we've seen in the past. Same concept, brand new technology that will offer faster, better speeds than anything we've seen before. Fingers crossed. I really think that this could be the answer for rural markets. This could be the answer to bring true competition to a lot of cities. You don't really need the city's permission to set it up because it's like a cell phone tower. It's not really, you're not trying to get the city's permission to rip up streets and run wires to people's house and so forth. Fingers crossed that Google's Gigabyte Wi-Fi will be successful. Paul asks, where do I see the future of streaming, good or bad? I honestly don't think we know what cord cutting will look like in 10 years. I don't think we'll know what it looks like in 5 years. Things are moving so fast right now that I think we're going to see more and more competition. I think we're going to see more and more choice. What exactly that's going to look like, I don't know. I think that more depends on what the future of internet service provider. If Google is successful in the Gigabyte Wi-Fi plan, and suddenly we have a lot of competition in the internet service market, that could completely revolutionize cord cutting. So we're going to have to kind of wait and see. I do expect that some of these services we have today won't be here in a year. One of these announced or already released live TV streaming services won't be here a year from now. The market's becoming too crowded. Somebody's not going to make it. So I don't know. We'll wait and see. It's an exciting time, but we really don't know what's going to happen. Jamie asks, do you have DirecTV Now? Yes, I got DirecTV Now, PlayStation View, and Sling TV. I need to cut the cord from Cox Cable, Chris says. Oop. Got to scroll down. I'm not sure where to start. What DVR over there? Have a good, large enough storage. Will need a media player also. Chris, go to cordcuttersnews.com if you're getting started. At the top, there's something called Cord Cutting 101. Check that out. As far as what DVR you need and so forth for over-the-air, depending on what level of comfort you are with service and all that, the easiest one to get is probably if you want to be able to network it, is the Tableau DVR. Channel Master makes a good one too, but it's no network access on that. If you're looking for like the Plex DVR access, HD Home Run, that's something a little bit more complicated. I think more people want to deal with, but it's looks like a pretty powerful DVR option right there. But hey, we cover all this in Cord Cutting 101. I recommend checking that out. and see what you want to do there. Several streamers are blocking the closed caption option. And we can't get our choice or cord count until they stop this. So Annie, you want to get access to closed caption and more streaming services. I believe Netflix has it, DirecTV Now, Sling has it. Who's blocking it? From my understanding, all the official streaming services, Amazon and so on, are doing it. The other thing, if you Roku has been doing a really good job with their user interface, both for the blind and the deaf, to offer better interfaces on that. So check that out. I'm not sure who's blocking it, because from my understanding, every Netflix show and I think even every Hulu one now has closed captioning, and I believe all the Amazon Prime ones do. Maybe some of the more weird stuff on Amazon Prime, like the 3-hour fan one, doesn't have any. But yeah, check that out. Robert says, do you think with 4K being the standard in a few years, will ISPs cap and throttle more in the future? That's a tough question. I expect that caps will keep moving up. Competition is what we need to address caps. What the future caps are, I'm not really sure what to tell you. But if Google's Gigabyte Wi-Fi and Verizon's 5G network comes into play, that'll probably force caps to change. Match TV and Cellon for live TV. That has more live chat. Match TV, I don't believe that's a legitimate service. That's probably why they don't have closed captions. Yeah, that service, I've reached out to them trying to figure out their legality. I'm pretty sure that's not an official streaming service, Annie. That's why you don't have, they're accepting Bitcoin. That's usually a red flag. That's how they want to be paid. But that's not an official one. So when you use unofficial services, that's what happens. You often don't get stuff like closed captioning. As far as Cellon, I'm meeting with a Cellon. They've actually shut down. They're no longer taking customers, but they promised to come back. I'm supposed to, hopefully if all goes well, meet with them here next month, and I'll be able to tell you more. Larry asks, why do I post articles twice? I often post them both in our group and our Facebook page. I do that because there's different people on different ones. Not everybody who is on our Facebook group is on our Facebook page. So I put it both there. To be honest with you, I have a wife and kid to support, and this is how I make my living. I quit my job several years ago, and all I do is run Core Cars News. So I put it in as many places as I can to get as many views as I can, so that people will see it and see the ads. It's the only way I support my family. So yes, we have the Facebook group, which has 7,000 people now, and almost 8,000, and the Facebook page, which has 22,000. Just hit that this week. Twitter too has another 7,000, and I post them in all three places. I also put them on our Flipboard and available through RSS and so forth. So yeah, check it out. But that's the reason why I repost stories in multiple places. I do monitor all of them. If you ask a question, I try to comment on as many different social medias as I possibly can. Yeah, Larry, you're part of both of them, which is great because I don't always post the same thing in both of them. Often on the group, I'll post giveaways and deals and stuff that I don't post on the page. Sometimes on the page, I'll repost popular posts that I think need to be brought up again. For a variety of reasons. So being part of both, A, helps the site, and 2, make sure you don't miss anything. Sean asks about power line adapters for Gigabyte Wi-Fi. I got one right here. My security system uses one, and I wanted to see what brand it is, and it doesn't have any markings. It looks like a proprietary one. I don't really know. I haven't played around a lot of the power line adapters. Check on Amazon. Check out the customer reviews. Do your research. I've been tempted to play around with them a little bit for my living room because it's a bit of a dead spot for Wi-Fi, but I haven't been able to test that. That's something I'll work on this over the holidays. Get a review about using a power line adapter for Ethernet. Let me jump back there. Is the Paul asks, is the beta DVR of Sling TV by Roku out yet? It's not out yet. It's not delayed. They said sometime mid-month, and we're December 14th. Probably in the next week we should be getting it. I was talking about that today with a few people, and fingers crossed it'll come out. As soon as I get it, I'll have a full review of it up there. But make sure to submit your name to it, and make sure to be patient. I expect that everybody's going to have that Sling TV DVR that subscribes to Sling TV in the next couple months. Chris says power line adapters for Ethernet, either Netgear or Action Tech. I'm not familiar with Action Tech, but Chris says they're a good brand. Let's see here. Did I miss anything? I think I've answered. Oh, here we go. Larry, what are your thoughts on the new services come out at $35 and up? Do you think we'll see more $20 services a la Sling? I expect we will. It does seem that a lot of people are pushing the idea of a $30, $40 big package. Sling seems to be the idea of, hey, we're going to give you a small core package and you can add on. You can get 3 Sling add-ons for $35 plus the core package. And that will actually, in some cases, give you more channels. Very different philosophies there. And we'll see which one becomes successful. So I don't know. I don't know if we're going to see more. I haven't heard of any coming out that are going to be lower. We'll wait and see. Daniel pulled out one thing that you can get if you have T-Mobile. You can get the orange pack for $14 a month. Google T-Mobile Sling deal. Also, if you have an American Express card between now and April, you can get $5 off a month of any Sling TV plan. I think $20 a month. Go Courthouse News. Type in Sling TV American Express into the search bar. You'll find a full story there. Also, if you buy any streaming player through Walmart, I think it's 2 months, you get at least a free month of Sling. So, just me and Paul, a lot of people would love a sports only package, but problem is many channels, like even big ones like Sling or CNN, probably would not make it on their own. So they bundle channels to say, well, if we bundle them, we'll make more money. If we do them individually, either we're going to have to severely cut the channels or we're going to have to shut down some channels. So that's why they won't break them apart. But eventually you're going to get there. Market pressures will win on that. Pauline asks, is streaming legal? Yes and no. Some streaming services are legal. Sling TV, Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, DirecTV Now, and so on are legal. There are plenty of illegal streaming services out there that will promise you the world. Hey, pay us $15 and we're going to give you everything. But in reality, it's not a legal streaming service. Use your nose test. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. So it's kind of hard to tell because they'll all say, hey, yeah, we're 100% legal. I would start researching, where they're based. If they're based in some foreign country and they're promising you all live TV, that's usually a warning. And Daniel says that sports are a pain in the ass. Yeah, they can be. But we're getting better. Every month, every week, things are better and better. DirecTV has had a lot of blackouts, and they say those are technical issues we have resolved. They weren't supposed to be blackouts, but they're there. So I would give it some time. As with all things, when you're an early adapter, there are certain levels of pain. So we'll kind of slowly but surely try to address all this and build up a better and better streaming services. And I think it is really easy to be a sports fan and a cord cutter. I cut the cord before Sling TV came out, and I had to accept the loss of some sports. Now I got pretty much full access with all my sports I've had in the past. So we're better. We're getting better. If there's a sports channel you don't have, contact them and say you want them on Sling, you want them on PlayStation View, you want them on DirecTV Now, or whatever service you want them. Let your voice be heard. It really does work. So, last kind of call. We're winding down here. There's about 9 minutes left. We are now going to be streaming this on facebook.com/corecarsnews and on our YouTube page. Today was the very first time, and it seems to be working pretty well. But we're on YouTube's Court Cars News profile there and facebook.com/courtcarsnews. What is the deal with ABC holding out on their app for the Fire TV? I believe there is an ABC app on the Fire TV. I'm not sure. Is there a particular problem with the ABC app on the Fire TV? Can you? I'm not really sure. Any word when PlayStation View will be adding the NHL network? No. I actually haven't heard anything about new channels coming to the PlayStation View at this moment. Bill, yes, the $35 promotional rate on DirecTV Now, which is 100 channels for $35, typically $60 for that package. If you get in it now during the promotional period, it is good until your payment. If you miss a payment, if your card gets declined somewhere along the line, it's gone. But as long as you keep paying, it's good. Hey, Matt. Hello to everybody back at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. I finally cut the cord, finally upgraded my internet from 5 to 50. Wow, that is quite the improvement there. I remember thinking 10 was the best one with CenturyLink up there, and I switched to Cable America to get 20 down, and that was amazing, getting 20 down. So it's good to have you here cutting the cord. Welcome to the cord cutting family. There was an ABC app on Fire TV, but not any longer. It's not available on the stick. Let me check this out. Maybe they updated it. But last time I checked, it was there. Let's see, ABC. Wow. Well, you know about that. ABC has pulled their Fire TV app from all Fire TV models. I'm not sure why that's happening there, Jamie. I will look into that and try to get a post on that. Often though, so DirecTV, or the Fire TV is updating their OS, brand new user interface, brand new everything. It's possible that there was some type of conflict with the ABC app in the new OS, and they pulled it to update or fix something. That's my guess, because I know I posted about Charlie Brown being on it about a week ago, and the ABC app was on the Fire TV about a week ago. So did the Fire TV OS update? I don't think that's the problem there, Bill, because even when I search on it on their website, it's just not there anymore. ABC is just gone. Paul asked about cricket sports. Yeah, there is a Sling TV. They have that. ESPN last year and previous years has had a standalone cricket subscription during cricket time. We'll have to see if they do that again next year. Yeah, I'll look into ABC. I'm not sure what's happening there. You know, there's so many apps to keep track of that when I look, it's like, oh, that's gone. I wonder why. Not sure what to tell you. Yeah. I just dug down deeper, and there is no ABC app. That's bizarre that they would pull it. Must be some type of conflict. All right, last call. Questions, comments, suggestions, questions about the site. I hope you all on YouTube have enjoyed this. On Facebook, you enjoyed this. Definitely getting a new feature out here, and I'll try to reach as many people, help you get the most out of your cord cutting experience, help you get started in cord cutting, help grow everything there. So, and thank you to everybody. This week we topped 22,000 Facebook followers on our page. We're almost at 8,000 in the Facebook group, 7,000 Twitter followers, getting close to 7,000 email list followers, and we're just, across the board, traffic is very good. So thank you guys everywhere. Denise, the ABC app, are you looking at the on the phone version of the app or the Fire TV version of the app? Because I can't seem to find it on the Fire TV. I see it for phones and tablets, but not the TV. Will PS View ever let people opt out of the $10 a month local package? I don't think so. It's kind of a cash cow for them, I think. And automatically forcing people with 3, I think, or more, 2 or more, I'm not sure which one it is, local channels in their market on an extra $10 plan is not something I think they're going to drop. as far as PBS Chow with sponsors being an antenna and boxes, I'm not really sure, Bill, what's happening with that PBS service there. Hello, Paul on YouTube. Thanks for the show and getting ready for 0 degree temps in Michigan. That's why I moved out of Michigan. I'm actually from Grand Rapids, Michigan, but I'm in Texas now where it was in the 60s and we're talking about 70s on Saturday. Highly recommend moving. No income tax down in Texas. So, is it likely that channels that require cable or satellite will eventually drop that requirement? Yes and no. Many of them, ABC, NBC, even Comedy Central and so forth, have gone to a split service where, let's say, if you have a cable login, you can see the episode 7 days earlier. If you don't have a cable login, you have to wait 7 days to watch it, and it's only a couple episodes. I think we're going to see more and more services go out there and offer more free content, but still with a part of it hidden behind a lock. Just because like an NBC app will say it needs a cable login, still try it. A lot of them will have a lot of free content there. PC Doctor, you're in Grand Rapids area too? Well, welcome. That's my hometown. Was just there a couple weeks ago. Not throw DirecTV Now, Kirk says. Missing episodes, customer support is useless. Yes, DirecTV Now must get phone support, must improve the customer service. Even trying to get hold of PR team has been very difficult for me. So it is what it is. But, with all new services, it's like a new video game. So many things, they have issues. Give it a few weeks, and I bet it'll be a lot better. All right, everybody. Well, last call for one last question, then we'll wrap this up. So great to see so many people here today. Thank you for your support, Court Cars News. This has been my full-time job now, coming up on 3 years, and I've loved every minute of it. Without you guys and girls and your support has been unbelievable for making Court Cars News what it is today, getting sometimes over 1 million people a month to the site. And just a heartfelt thank you for your support. If you joined in late, I will be posting this full thing on YouTube. We're going to be working on an audio version this week, if you would rather watch it online, and go from there. All right, a few last questions. Kirk says BBC streaming. BritBox is a new streaming service coming early next year, Kirk, that will give you access to BBC content. Very similar to BBC iPlayer over there, coming to the United States with a ton of content. Larry, thank you. I'm happy to hear that you enjoy the live chats. Oh, Chris, well, hello to Louisiana there. I understand though why DirecTV Now even lets you message them on Facebook. They'll never respond. I've had a few people respond to me on DirecTV Now through their Facebook message, but you're right. Customer service is very hit and miss. Their live chat, you can wait hours. I once waited 2 hours trying to get into the live chat. It is what it is. Polecats, hello to you out there in Washington. It's great to see you here. So, and again, thank you to everybody. Really appreciate your support. Traffic, everything is growing. We're, by the week, seeing more and more people subscribe. And thank you. Sandra says, don't skip my vodka message. Not sure what it is, but I read that message. Larry, maybe. The Lions may have a shot at the Super Bowl. We'll see. All right. Hey, everybody, if I haven't answered your question, this is your last chance to repost it. It probably means I missed your question, but it's great to see everybody here. Really appreciate your support. Keep an eye on the site. Remember, today is your last shot to win a $75 gift card to Sling TV. Go to courtcarsnews.com. Right at the top, there's a red bar there. Click on that. The more things you do on that giveaway, the more entries you get to win a $75 gift card. Check back every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'll be posting this on YouTube, and we'll keep growing this. No one ever seems interested in calling on Skype, so I don't think we're going to be bringing that out. I never hear anybody say, let's do that. But hey, if you have a court cutting question I haven't answered yet, another great place to get them answered is our Facebook page. Just search for Cord Cutting Tech Support. That's Cord Cutting Tech Support. It's a Facebook group. If you read the description, it'll say owned by Court Cars News LLC, so you know it's the right one. But check that out. almost 8,000 people there answering your questions, asking questions. A great place to learn more about cord cutting. Yes, you can buy Sling TV gift cards directly from them on their website and at Walmart and at Best Buy. I'm not sure if Target does it, but for some reason I want to say Target. All right, everybody, have a great day. Take care. I hope you all are having a great holiday season. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, anything else I may have missed. Merry Christmas. I will see you all next week, 7 p.m. right here, and we'll be doing this again. If you miss any of this, check back on YouTube for a full one there.